Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our lecturer. Today, my group will talk about water pollution in Kuching, Sarawak. As we can see in the picture there, it shows a situation where the river is polluted by the rubbish and dead leaves. In this presentation, we will present about causes of the problems, people who are responsible for the pollution, who are suffering because of this pollution, short-term and long-term effect, is our river sustainably managed, and ways to reduce and stop the problem. Introduce to you my group members. My name is Dayanur Amira binti Abang Halim Badar Sham, and I will talk a bit about water pollution in Malaysia's rivers. In Malaysia, there are 1,800 rivers and major tributaries are documented. Based on the latest updates on Malaysia's rivers, when COVID-19 outbreak happened, Malaysia are conducting a movement control order MCO, and there is a researcher named Chai Lee Goy who is conducting a research project regarding the river water quality before and during the MCO in Malaysia. Before the implementation of MCO, out of 4,077 monitored rivers, only 47% were classified as clean, and the rest was slightly polluted, which is 43%, and polluted, which is 10%. Implementation of MCO benefits Malaysia's rivers when many rivers were reportedly to be clearer and cleaner compared to before MCO implementation.
I am Hannah and I will present for my part, which is the causes of water pollution and the people and the agency who are responsible for the water pollution. Water pollution is mostly caused by domestic water discharge and waste disposal, which affects the Sarawak River. Diapers, broken utensils, plastic cups and plastic are among the discarded items disposed. It will then be exacerbated by housing and industrialization construction. Toxic and chemical waste from industry as well as foreign timber and steel sticks are examples of waste eliminated. As we can see from the figure here, this is the pollution of rivers in Sarawak. Another cause of water pollution is oil spillage in the river. Oil spills from ships and also tankers able to produce thick layers above water in the ocean. This picture is the example of the situation of the river in Igan, Sarawak due to oil spillage. Besides, acid rain can also cause water pollution. It is actually a nature phenomenon, but it occurs because of acidic particles that is contaminated in the air. The people who are responsible for the water pollution are Malaysian Water Partnership (MWP) and Malaysian National Committee (MANSIT) for irrigation. MWP is National Water Consultative Body, and it has held a series of 5 national water consultations on the mapping of needs and the National Water Vision, global sectoral visions, and the mechanism for action of water. However, MANSIT held sectoral consultations on water at both regional and national levels for food and rural environment.
Now I will be explaining about the ones who bear the most impact from this water pollution. Firstly, marine organisms such as fish, due to the decrease in oxygen solubility, thus it will increase this metabolic rate of fish. So this kind of changes, this kind of drastic changes in the river or any body of water will lead to the fish's death. Next is the society. Water pollution might affect their health, such as when they drink the water, they might drink microbes and heavy metal that will pollute their body, as well as tourism of Sarawak. For example, Kuching waterfront. The authorities uses the river in some events, so the tourists or any locals that participate in that event will might be introduced to heavy metal or any microbes that might corrupt their body. Next is the short-term effect to the society. So firstly, recreational activities are temporarily stopped, especially water sports. And next is water supply disruptions. Water supply disruptions may occur in some areas in Sarawak, and momentarily no seafood and fish consumption in seafood restaurants.
I will explain about the long-term problem associated with water pollution. Prolonged water pollution introduces long-term problems to our environment as they contain harmful chemicals toward our rivers and lakes. Firstly, sources of clean water either for drinking or sanitation will be lost. Humans and wildlife will need to survive with poor water quality, which may inflict diseases. Secondly, pollution contaminants are toxic to aquatic life such as fishes. Generation of aquatic life will occur specifically on their lifespan and reproductive ability. For an example, a few cases of tuna has been discovered to accumulate high amount of toxins like mercury in their body. Finally, eutrophication will also occur, which suffocates aquatic plants and life that may produce dead zones. These dead zones occur when a spike in algae activity happens in a lake or marine environment, causing the oxygen level in the water to be reduced. In Malaysia, 5% of our river basins are severely polluted and 42% are polluted, leaving only 53% of all rivers classified as clean. So, it is safe to say that our rivers are not sustainably managed as the percentage of clean rivers is still quite low.
I'm Nur Adira and I will elaborate more about ways to reduce and stop water pollution. It's not easy to stop water pollution, especially in these modern days, but we as a community can help with some implementation of practices that could help. One of the ways to reduce water pollution is by properly disposing toxic chemicals. For instance, chemical products to remove stains like bleach, paint for static use, thinner and ammonia could be a serious problem when being flushed out from home to streams or sea. Proper toxic chemical disposal is vital, so Community Recycling Center for Chemicals plays important role in saving streams from being polluted by toxic chemicals. Moreover, we should practice not to pour fat and grease down the drain. When you throw away used cooking oil in sink or drain, it will lead to clogging of sewer pipes and the contaminants later can contaminate water body like lake. The used cooking oil, fat and grease should be disposed in trash or saved in a PET jar that are later to be disposed with solid waste. As you can see from the picture in the slide, there are some ways you should try when disposing used oil, such as using milks, reusing and recycling, as well as throwing it in the trash with solid waste. The third way is medical waste like pills and liquid medicine or even drugs should be disposed properly. Pills can be thrown away in garbage bin and liquid medicine should be disposed by pouring it into absorbent material like pepper or kitty litter, then dispose it with your solid waste. As you can see from the slide, the picture shows how to properly dispose medical waste and the waste later on will be treated or burned. Flushing down the toilet and disposing medicine into nearest lake or creek could have caused health problems toward fish, birds, and aquatic organisms. Last but not least, we should reduce the usage of household and chemical solvents like detergent, fertilizers, and bleach. For example, homeowners that are into gardening and landscaping, excessive fertilizer usage could lead to water pollution when the excess fertilizer flows to nearest river or drain. Minimal chemicals usage towards plants should be practiced to help in coping with water pollution, and at the same time, homeowner can produce organic plants. Based on the picture in the slide, we can substitute some of these chemicals with home remedy like white vinegar and tea tree oil.
Last but not least, I'm going to conclude all the presentation for today. To summarize, water pollution is caused majorly by waste disposal, followed by oil spills and acid rain. Malaysian National Committee for Irrigation and Malaysian Water Partnership, as well as the community, play important role regarding this concerning issue. Marine organisms and society are greatly affected by the water pollution because it limits seafood consumption, affects recreational and tourism activities, as well as disruption towards clean water supply. Water pollution issue cause negative long-term effects to clean water sources, toxicating aquatic lives that leads to degeneration and eutrophication. In Malaysia, our river is not sustainably managed as the percentage of clean rivers are still quite low. Ways to reduce the occurring water pollution problem are practicing proper disposal for toxic chemicals, medical waste, fat and grease, as well as reducing the usage of household and chemical solvent. That's all from our group. Thank you.